Cultural consideration is another very important aspect to consider when you are preparing your content or speaking to a diverse audience. It is all about respecting and understanding the values and beliefs of others. All of us have grown up in a unique cultural environment, and that has become an integral part of our existence. It is an ingrained part of who we are, and so it is of utmost importance that we try and understand the cultural diversity and respect its uniqueness. Many times you must have seen that a questionnaire is handed over before the start of any seminar or conference or a speech. Or you have to fill a few simple questions online where you have some multiple choice questions to answer for. This is done in order to understand maybe the age group of the audience, maybe a little bit about the background like the general education, the profession, origin. Sometimes opinion on some beliefs, customs and values may also be asked for. All of this is done so that unknowingly, while interacting with our audience, we do not hurt their feelings. And your audience should also not judge the speaker in a wrong way. Respecting cultural consideration leads to more cultural connections in this land of huge cultural diversity, and it lessens the interpersonal conflicts arising from cultural differences. I'll share with you very simple but a real story of a student of mine who faced the consequences of not giving cultural consideration its due respect. It happened a few months ago. Ravi, I'm changing the name. He once went to a meeting with a group of young entrepreneurs. He got along very well with them, and while they were talking casually, he mentioned that I'm looking for a stable job because being an entrepreneur can never bring stability in my life. As soon as he said that, he could notice the facial expressions change and the onset of awkward silence emerge abruptly. He thereafter could understand that his unintentional but hurtful statement had upset the group and spoiled their conversation because the group valued entrepreneurship. बट तीर एक बार चल गई तो वापस आना तो नामुमकिन है. If he had thought about their perspective, he could have said, instead of saying that I'm looking for stability in a job because entrepreneurship isn't stable, he could have reframed like, I'm searching for stability in a job, but I really admire your entrepreneurial skills. I wish I could inculcate a little bit of it. I guarantee he would have been poured with valuable suggestions, and they would even be ready to guide him if needed. Makes some sense, isn't it? So if you want to inculcate this skill, which you have to be an effective communicator, practice in 3 different ways. And these are very practical ways to do. Learn about your audience. The first thing is learn about your audience. Take time to understand the culture and the environment of your audience before giving the talk. Second, use examples and language that they can relate to and feel comfortable with. For example, in a group of people, you are discussing that for the next summer vacation, where should you visit? Now, the people in your audience have never gone out of India. And if you give only examples of locations which are out of the country, will they be able to relate to it? Will they feel comfortable with you? So it's very important that you use examples and language with which they can relate and feel comfortable with. Listen carefully. Pay attention to their reactions and always be ready to change how to talk if needed. Just remember one thing, in a world with so many different cultures, it's very important to respect and consider them in your communication. It's not just being polite. It's about making meaningful connections and avoiding misunderstandings. Inclusive communication is a good idea regardless of your audience. Always try to do that. So next time you are getting ready to talk or write, think about cultural consideration. It's how you make sure your message is heard and appreciated by everyone.